Good morning. All right, start of another day. And honestly, there's not a whole hell of a lot on my mind today. Um, Interestingly enough. But, yesterday I talked about why I've never been married. And as I went through my day yesterday, thinking about what I had said, I realized that I had left out two really important reasons why I've never been married. One is at this point in time in my life, I still want to travel. I still want to. I still want to travel. Like I keep circulating the idea in my head that sometime in this spring, maybe April or April or May or something like that. I want to go over to Europe, and I want to go to. Now there's a couple places I'd like to go. I'd like to go to Lisbon, Portugal. I'd like to go to Seville, Spain. Dubrovnik, Croatia is a place that would be fun. I'd like to go back and visit Edit and Amadeo in Italy and go see Ruben up in Castellotto, Italy. Um, I'd like to go over to Krakow and do some business with Joanna. I'd like to go to Lviv in Ukraine. I want to go to Normandy. I want to go to Iceland. There's a lot of places that I want to go. And when you're in a relationship, more times than not, the woman can't travel. They get very limited vacation. Most people work for the man or work for the woman, and they only get 2 weeks. 2 weeks to sometimes they get more than that, but they only have a limited amount of time that they can travel. And when you're in a relationship, when I've been in a relationship, the woman doesn't want you to travel. They don't want you to go away for like 3 months or 4 months at a time. And then when you're traveling, you always have to check in with them, all that type of stuff. So, that's another reason that I'm not married at this point in time in my life, um, because I want that ability to travel when I want and for as long as I want and where I want, without having to worry about that consideration uh, of being in a relationship and the my partner not wanting me to go. But anyway, it's not interesting with gay couples. I've always wondered about gay couples, why they refer to their significant other as their partner. Straight couples don't do that. Straight couples will say, "This is my boyfriend," or "This is my girlfriend," "This is my husband," "This is my wife." But gay couples will always say, "This is my partner," and I don't quite understand that. But anyway, hmm. So that's one reason I think that I'm not married at this point in time. And then the other reason, and perhaps the most obvious, is just look at me. I mean, who the hell would marry me? You know, I mean, just you don't have to think very hard about that one. So anyway, that was one thing that was on my mind. Hmm. What else was on my mind? The other thing that I was thinking yesterday as I was making my dad dinner is I don't take myself so seriously with these videos. For those of you that have been watching me for a while now, you probably know that. And I don't I don't think that when I share opinions on the video or my thoughts on the video, that's not to say that my thoughts and my opinions are right. It's, they're just my thoughts and my opinions. That's it. Um, Nothing more, nothing less. And and I don't pretend to be important. When in fact I'm not. So I just enjoy doing these. I actually enjoy doing these little morning dialogues. But anyway, so that's trying to think if there's anything else on my mind. My dad. My dad yesterday, we were walking out of the jacuzzi. He likes going to the jacuzzi. And, yesterday I found myself, sometimes it's a little bit troubling. It's a little bit challenging to take him down to the jacuzzi because, oftentimes I want to get in and get out. I want to get changed and, all that stuff. And my dad, he's just very slow. Everything he does, he's slow. I think that maybe in a prior life, my dad was one of those three-toed sloths. The things that hang on the trees and they just move really slow. Maybe in a past life, my dad was one of those. But anyway, the I took him down to the jacuzzi and he's just it's I found myself as we were walking out, he's just kind of he had his towel all messed up and just kind of hanging there and his shoes were untied and everything, and I had to stop and I had to fold up his towel nice and neat so when we walked past the tiki bar he didn't look, or he looked appropriate. And as I watched him, fixing his shoes and I was rolling up his towel, I found myself thinking back to the time when I was a little kid and he was taking me to swimming. You know, he used to take us to family swim up at Euclid Memorial Park. He'd take us up to family swim. I think family swim was Tuesday nights. I could be mistaken, but family swim I think was Tuesday nights. But anyway, so we were walking back from the pool, walking back from the locker room to the car, and these two ladies and this gentleman approached, and I know them. I stayed with one of the couples, but anyway, the two ladies were Judy and Barb, and Barb was married to Bob, and Judy's husband was sitting over at the tiki bar. His name is Pat, and Dad had never met them. So Judy and Barb and Bob come approaching us as we're walking out. And, Dad, he gets all excited talking to people. He's got all these questions and everything. And we get into the car, and my dad said something to the effect of, "So Judy is married to Bob." I said, "No, Dad. Barb is with Bob and Judy is with Pat." And he seemed to be all confused. And he's like, "No, no, I thought that Bob and Judy are together." And I can read his mind now. I can read his mind, and he was very persistent with clarifying that. And it didn't take me long to realize that he had a little bit of a crush or a little bit of an attraction to Barb, and they're all in their 80s. They're all in their mid 80s or something. But I said, "No, Dad." I said, "Barb is with Bob, and Judy's with her husband Pat, who wasn't there." Oh, and I said, "Dad," I said, "you want Judy to be with Bob, so you can be with Barb, don't you?" And he said, "Well, yeah, I guess so." And no, he just seemed a little bit sad. My dad, bless his heart, he's still looking for love. He's still looking for love at 80, 89 years old. So anyway, we should all be so lucky, huh, to be looking for love at 89. With that in mind, I've got to get on with the day. Business for me is just booming. I can't even begin to tell you. It's amazing. I set up these websites, and to set up a website like I did the other day for Campbell-Auto, like Campbell Soup, Campbell-Auto.com. Set up a website for them. Yesterday I set up a website for a business called Claremont, C-L-A-R-E, ClaremontService.com. So I'm just finishing setting up their website. I did that yesterday, and today I'll set up a website for a guy in Minneapolis. And it's what a great business model. It's an incredible business model. Every website setup is about $2,000. It's $1,500 for the setup, and roughly $450 because I bill quarterly. So it's roughly $2,000 to set up a new website, and it's quite interesting. It's an incredible business model. I was really really fortunate, when I crossed paths with the wealthy dentist, who taught me this whole business model. For those of you that don't know the reference, go to Google and just type in wealthy dentist, or maybe wealthydentist.com or something. And that's the guy that got me started on this business model. He's a marketing guru, and he does websites for dentists, and that's how I got started doing websites for auto repair shops. But anyway, with that in mind, it's time to have my breakfast and get on with my day. There's probably somebody out there watching this that could be doing exactly what I'm doing. There's not one person. There's probably a lot of people out there doing this. And I thought about that yesterday. I didn't start learning web design until I was probably in my 30s. I was in my early 30s when I started learning web design, and it's interesting. But all right, have a great day. Okay, take care.